right. Well, good evening. Damn, that word's hard. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nima.
Hi, guys. I'm Remy.
And thank you so much for joining week whatever of our Game of Thrones show. We're here every week talking about Game of Thrones, fantasy shit, just reactions and thoughts to the show. Back to you, Remy, while I drink my coffee.
Like Nima says, thanks for watching us. One thing, though, we're never really go in depth into the show and what it is. So if you want some more in-depth reviews, just go somewhere else.
Damn.
In the meantime, Nima, I think that the Night King is Brandon Stark.
Whoa. Hold on. This is what you meant by jumping right into
it. That's huge. I know. I think that's because we've seen time travel. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Oh, that's what you're saying. You're saying it's him in the future.
Yeah. Or the past. Who knows at this point what the future and past is in this show. Because, time travel is for realsies.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's going to be Bran in the past was like an embryo. So it needs to be him in the future if it's a grown man.
Right.
That's an interesting thing. I mean, my immediate thought was that, man, you're way wrong. But if you're saying it's a time travel thing, I can buy it. I'm into it.
Isn't that what you thought of anything I say all the time anyways? That
you're wrong immediately?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. But here's the difference. Most of the time you stay wrong. But this time you could be right. But where did you get this from? Is it because of the dragon thing that happened, or because it looks like Bran? Because now I'm thinking about it, it kind of looks like Bran.
It looks like him. It looks like Bran a lot. But I mean, and again, the story is known to be crazy. So why not? Why not?
Is this a Remy theory, or did your wife have anything to do with this? I'm just saying.
When I told her, by the way, everyone, my wife knows a lot about Game of Thrones. She's read the books and all that, and so she keeps up on following the theories, and sometimes she tells me about it. And when I told her that during the episode, she didn't really say anything, which means maybe she's read some theory about this.
Well, I mean, your knowledge of Game of Thrones and her knowledge might be on par at the moment, but did she not say anything in a way that, oh, Remy, you're so cute? Or did she not say anything in a way that, ooh, Remy's onto something?
The second one, Nima, the second one.
Good for you, man. That's a really legit theory, I think.
But I have nothing to back that up. So maybe one of our listeners in live can just tell us what they think right now.
And if anybody's joining, Remy was talking about how the Night King could be Bran. Bran down the line in this timeline could become the Night King.
Yeah.
I think that's intriguing enough, right?
Yeah.
Then why, we're kind of skipping this whole episode. Why would he become evil?
Maybe he's not evil. Maybe he's trying to do something else.
Maybe he's just misunderstood.
Yeah. Maybe no one gets him. And he's like, anyways.
I'm 100% on board with that theory. I like it enough.
Did you like the? I remember last episode you didn't really like the CGI stuff and the special effects. How do you feel about them this time?
Loved it. This is how you do it, and I kind of held back because I didn't want to say too much in the last episode as far as negative things. But now that they've gone full cycle and done a good job, man, last two episodes shitty as far as cinematography goes, CGI goes. Everything's really bad. I know people just love the shit out of the battle episode, even though it was done so poorly in my eyes. This episode is how you do everything epic. Like, even if you do dragon shots. Like, I was taking notes as I was going, but then I realized this is too good for me to take notes. I just dropped everything and I was just watching. And like, when you're trying to do epic shots, we've learned like a long time ago that the focus of the camera shouldn't be the epic thing, because it makes it obvious that, hey, this is a CGI shot because everything's around that CGI object. But talented directors and talented cinematographers realize that you shoot it just as you would normally shoot anything else. And then it just happens to have the epic things in the background, in the foreground, just happens to be there.
Like, as you're shooting, you need to have the vision of what you're shooting. And as you're shooting, you have to see, okay, the dragon's going to be flying here. And
and
it's pretty cool.
It was incredible in this episode. Hats off to, I even looked up the directors and stuff. This guy did an incredible job, and I'm happy with this episode. Was
it a different director in this one?
They have different directors every once in a while. Usually it happens that maybe it's two back to back, like one guy does 2 episodes back to back. Sometimes,
or maybe they keep the better ones or the ones that like more for the before last episode, which this one was. And again, every season, right before last episode, something epic happens. I mean, this whole season, epic's been happening, but the dragon awakening as a white walker thing, white dragon flyer, white flyer. I don't know. That was pretty cool. But I mean, as soon as you see the guy take his thing, and he's getting, and you're like, okay, first of all, what you know, one of the dragons is going to become a bad dragon later. But if you're a smarter, Night King, why did you not just throw it at the bigger dragon, which the one that everyone was standing on? I don't get it.
Oh crap!
It's like right in front of him. Instead, he chooses to shoot the dragon that's like way far this way.
For a split second, our intro's gonna play again. 100% my fault. Don't even worry about it. It's gone.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
Why do you have Hodor in there?
I think he was downloaded by accident from the HBO site. Don't worry about it. Go on. No. I don't have an answer for your question. I think I had the same exact thought, as in he picked up the spear. I was like, oh, he should be going for Dany or Jon Snow. One of those two things.
No, you didn't think he was gonna go for a dragon?
No, I'm saying either Dany or the dragon that she's on, or Jon Snow. But for him to go after like this third smaller dragon, which was epic, I don't understand why. Because he literally picked the hardest target to hit first.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. And he picks the target that no one was on there for. At the same time, he might not have known what they were there for. He's just like, holy shit, dragons, let's keep at least one for ourselves.
You know what? Now that we're talking about this, I'm having doubts. Go ahead. What do you think?
Question for you. Do you think that dragon's going to spit fire or ice later?
Ooh. If they make it cool, it should be ice.
Yeah, it should be ice.
But if they stick with the lore, it probably should be fire, because it's not a completely different being. It's just a dragon that's on the other side now.
I know. Who knows?
But I think ice would be cool. But now that I'm thinking about this, your theory that the Ice King could be Bran just further down the timeline, it could be wrong, because Bran has specifically said he knows everything. Like and if somebody that knows everything wouldn't miss that second shot, because he missed the second shot.
But it doesn't mean he's like an expert at throwing lances.
Yeah, but if you're somebody who knows every possibility down every path, you would know that one of those paths is going to be the dragon taking a sharp turn to the right, so you just aim for that. This is a crazy theory that we're going down under, but I like it.
If that's the case, then Bran needs to like go and fix everything, but he's not. So that's beyond his power. I don't know if he knows the future. He knows everything that's happened and all the way to that point.
Does he?
He just looks like the Night King. Who knows? Maybe it is. This show is proven to be pretty crazy with these theories. I think
that would be really good. Like, not good as in like almighty good, but that would be really interesting.
It would be good if they explain it and if they make sense of it with the whole time travel thing.
Man, like you mentioned, this is a second to last episode, and just that came quick. Is this a really short season? Like, are they
7 episodes?
Are they always 7 episodes?
I don't know. I think there've been more in the past, but like this episode was like an hour and 10 minutes or more.
It was 80 minutes, yeah.
So that's a movie right there.
How do you feel about the next season possibly being this long every episode?
I'm fine with it. They have a lot. I mean, this season's going so fast, like epically fast. Who knows? I mean, we'll have to see what happens next episode where everybody meets, probably.
In King's Landing.
Yeah, I mean, they might negotiate some other place to meet at.
I wonder.
And who knows if I mean, I doubt it, but what if everybody is on the same page and they're going to go and try to defeat the other army? Because if you think about it, now there's like 2 dragons still, and they have the Dragonstone thing. They could own the White Walkers army. They could own them. They have the military strategy down. They'll have the weapon if they start mining for the Dragonstone, dragon whatever. And then, hopefully. But then what happens after that? They might just be like at one episode, they just kill all the bad guys and then they fight amongst themselves again.
That would be really anticlimactic. I imagine they're doing it at the same time.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens when Cersei and Jaime see the the undead guy that they brought back.
Right. Or we don't even know if the meeting's going to go that far, because it could be Cersei could be setting some sort of a trap that before this crazy meeting happens, she's already doing her own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why. Now that I think about it, we don't have books for this yet, right?
I don't think so. No.
So I wonder why HBO's moving that fast. Like, why are they not only making this season, but already working on the next season? Like, I don't understand the logic behind it.
I don't know. Maybe someone in our chat room knows.
Maybe.
I'm sure it has to do with money, right?
I mean, it's not like HBO's losing money. I'm sure they could have waited, so I imagine there is a reason.
Oh, well, there's also the leak, but they didn't know the leak was going to happen unless they made the leak on purpose. Who knows?
I was thinking about that. I don't know, because if they did the leak on purpose, then that would mean they're losing viewers, which I don't think they are. I think they're doing just fine as far as viewers go. One thing I did really like about this episode was the fact that all these, like, you and I have had discussions for past, like, at least 4 episodes where we're like, what the hell are these characters doing? Why are they being pointlessly emotional or pointlessly angry and, like, infighting? I feel like it all made sense in this episode. Like, the fighting and stuff, or, Daenerys feeling in love with Jon Snow or fighting those emotions, and Arya and Sansa fighting. Like, it kind of made sense. I was like, okay, I get why you're being like this. Why were you like that in the past episodes? Don't know, but it makes sense in this episode.
Okay, I don't understand why Arya is so upset right now.
Because Arya has had a mission for the past, what is it, like 5 seasons?
Few years, yeah.
Right, that her goal is to kill everybody that had anything to do with her father dying.
Sure.
So now she found out in the last episode, which we found out what that scroll was. It was a scroll that got her father to go to King's Landing, correct? No, her brother, and God, who was it?
It was a scroll that was asking King Roberts. No, Roberts. Rob. Yeah, well, Rob Stark. To come to King's Landing and bend the knee, pretty much.
Correct. So she's feeling like her sister betrayed the family, which, if you take it literally, she did betray the family.
Yeah, but if she had said no, she would have been killed.
Right. But Arya's making an argument that you should have said no.
And you should have died for this.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Dude, it's a fantasy world, where they're sword fighting. So I imagine that's a regular.
I'm just saying, if you're like, if someone's like, okay, do the righteous thing now and die, or fake it, survive, be a little bitch, and then maybe you'll win later. I'll take that second option. Thank you very much.
So you'll take the maybe. Okay, I get that. But at the same time, given the events of this episode, she is turning out to be, because of Littlefinger's doing, she's making moves that are not necessarily, the right moves as far as a good person would do. She's thinking selfishly as far as her own good and her own survival.
Ooh,
Sansa? Sansa, yeah. She's not thinking about the survival of the family or, doing the right thing. At least that's what I'm thinking. So I don't know. Like, I kind of agree with Arya. Like, I completely forgot about all those events.
Right.
So now I'm thinking about it.
But if you're if you are agreeing with Arya, you would have hoped that Sansa would have said, no, I'm not going to sign it, and then she would have gotten killed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then resurrected by some way.
I don't necessarily think every character should be resurrected. I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of dying in anything when they can just bring it back for any reason. Yeah. Like, even though Jon Snow came back in this episode and I was like, oh, it's an epic moment, on the back of my mind I was like, is this dude ever going to die? Like, are they ever actually going to leave him dead? Because, it's twice now, I think, at least.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was getting dragged down. Who knows how he got out of there, but good for him, I guess.
I don't know.
He still has a purpose.
Which is defeating the Night King's army with Daenerys Targaryen. Is that right? Targaryen?
Targaryen.
Daenerys
Targaryen. Hilarious.
Daenerys hilarious. I like that one.
I still, like, I'm not smart enough to have understood what's going on with Arya and Sansa still. Like that conversation they have about the faces. What's Arya trying to do? In the back of my head, I'm thinking like, oh, well, I hope she just killed Littlefinger and wore his mask.
Right.
But that's really unlikely. And then I wasn't clear on what's going on with Brienne of Tarth and her being sent to King's Landing. And I think Sansa was invited to King's Landing. Why? Who knows? And she decided to send Brienne of Tarth instead.
I think she sent her again for, I mean, I would call it selfish reasons because she doesn't want to go back.
Right.
But
unless Arya knows how to make faces without killing the person, and that was actually the Arya that sent Brienne to King's Landing.
I don't think that's a thing, right? That's even that whole guild that, you know, the faces, the no faces men, whatever they call themselves. They need to kill the person before they can become them.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Okay.
Sure. So I don't know.
Do we know?
Just speculating.
And when Sansa was going through Arya's bag, you know, she pulled out 2 faces. Do we know who they were, or is that just some random faces she pulled out?
No idea. I don't know why Arya would keep the Frey's face after she did her doing with killing the whole family. I don't know what the purpose would be to keep that face or old faces that she's used before. I didn't recognize the other one, but I think one of them was the Frey's face.
And Frey's is the
guy,
the old guy with the family, right?
That killed the Starks at the Red Wedding.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, I was just curious, and honestly, I was having the same exact thought. Is maybe she has already killed Littlefinger at some point, and now she's acting on, you know, as him.
But neither of these faces look like Littlefinger.
That's what I was thinking, right? That it doesn't. Even the first one doesn't really fit it.
But isn't Littlefinger like on her list?
I don't know.
I gotta look that up.
Do we see her list at some point?
Well, she has a list.
But I mean, even if you think about it, in the flashback sequence of this episode, Littlefinger was trying to save Sansa. So as much as we think he's always conniving, which he is, he's also apparently always the good guy, like doing the right thing. Maybe
I don't
not.
know. I have no idea. I don't think Littlefinger is on her list. But again, like in Littlefinger is Sansa's talk about Brienne. I don't know what he was trying to tell her. Again, like he was trying to tell her, like, well, Brienne's supposed to defend both you and your sister,
right? And
that's where I got lost.
No, I mean, I think that whole discussion made sense to me. What didn't make sense to me was almost the immediate sequence after that, where Sansa sends Brienne to King's Landing, because I thought that Littlefinger was saying that, hey, no matter what, Brienne will protect both the daughters. So if one of them tries to kill the other one, she'll try to save that second one. Then why would you immediately send the Brienne off to a completely different place? Wouldn't you want to keep her next to you if you feel like your sister's going to kill you?
That's what I was thinking. Arya is trying to be Sansa, but that's not possible because she didn't kill her. I don't know, man. That was kind of blurry for me and confusing.
What was the thinking between Arya, with Arya giving her her sword, her dagger, to Sansa? I know immediately I was like, oh, she's trying to tell her sister that she's not going to kill her, but she's also saying that, you know, don't fuck with me or something like that.
Yeah, was that a threat? Like was all this a threat? I have no idea. I don't get it. I really, truly don't. I feel pretty dumb about it.
I think maybe they left it that, you know, ambiguous.
Yeah, but I don't think, I mean, all these conversations, you're supposed to understand who's doing what, kind of. Maybe not.
I don't know if maybe we're supposed to find out more often, but I think certain conversations are meant to leave you in somewhat of a dark, because you don't know everything the character is thinking, and you shouldn't. So maybe this was one of them. Shout out to Emma Grants. Eddie, who's Emma Grants? You know, just remember, I'm the dude that doesn't know anybody's name, whether it's in real
honestly,
life or...
I just looked it up online, and I don't recognize her from the show. So I don't know who Emma Grant is.
Help us out, Eddie. Who's Emma Grant? Oh, for folks that don't know, here, I'll put up the chat so they can see.
Oh, yeah. I think she's a sports person.
Sports person.
Yeah. But we're not talking about Game of Thrones anymore, though.
Sports ball.
Anyways.
What did you... And do you have any more thoughts? Because a lot happened in this episode.
Yeah, I'm just... I totally knew that this dragon was going to turn, white.
Right. The moment the dude picks up the spear...
I know, you're like,
ooh, they're going to have a dragon!
Like, they have a dragon now. They're going to kill it and wake him up. First, they're going to have to drag it out of the lake. That kind of sucks.
Dude, speaking of which, like, explain the logistics a little bit. Like, whoever's writing the show, like, don't cut to a sequence of all the zombies leaving and then cut back to them having 3 incredibly big chains and having gone underneath, wrapped it around the dragon, and come back up and dragging the chains. Like,
they needed the they went home to pick up the chains, Nima, and then they came back. They're pretty heavy chains. You can see they're big chains.
Yeah, like they have giants now. Where they at?
Yeah, where the giant? The giants should have gone the dragon out of the water. That makes a lot of sense, Nima. I agree with that.
But
where the giants at?
But I mean, I assume in the next episode they're gonna be like, yeah, the giants were over there doing something else.
Right.
You know what'd be awesome? To see the giants doing like sneaky stuff. That would be cool.
Sneaky stuff?
Yeah, like stealth missions. How many giants do they have? Like 2, right?
We only saw 2, but there might be more. I guess. It depends. They might have more if, like, I don't know if they burned the one that died at the Battle of the Bastards. But pretty much, is this army going to be able to, like, go past the wall and in every single town with cemeteries or whatever, like, they're going to wake up everyone that's underground to fatten up their army?
Well, how does that work? How has it worked in the past few seasons? Like,
obviously, if you're dead, you can be dead for a while and then still get brought back as a White Walker, because
Correct.
Some of these like White Walkers are pretty, I would say, they're in bad shape. Like, they've been decomposing for a while.
Yeah. So
somehow their eyes are still around though.
But is it one of those things that one of the main White Walkers, do they have to be there physically in person to raise people?
I think so. Remember that scene where it's like,
nope.
That scene like 2 seasons ago when he revives all the dead people, all the dead wildlings?
I mean, vaguely, but I don't remember the details. So they do have to be there. So I guess that makes sense. Because I think the only criteria they have is if they're dead.
Oh, maybe they don't have to be there. Dead. Maybe they don't have to be dead. I think they do.
I think they have to be dead, but I think they have to physically be there to raise the dead. So I guess you're right. Every town they go to, whoever dies is free game to them, basically.
Right. So that's gonna become an issue later for the good guys. Oh, you're dead. Let me burn you. They have to burn everybody like before. Oh, quick, they're coming.
Did we have 1 episode left? How much could possibly happen in this 1 episode?
Either everybody gets along and the next season is the fight against the White Walkers, or Cersei doesn't care about the White Walkers and tries to kill everyone, or, and the third is probably the more likely, something crazy that we have no expectation of is going to happen.
How about Cersei and the White Walkers teaming up? Is that a thing that could happen?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so.
Do the White Walkers ever speak? No, right?
No. I was thinking of that today. It's like, do they just know what to hand each other? Like,
but remember, they have the mind control thing. So why would you ever speak if you can just?
When do they have the mind? What do you mean mind control thing?
That's how he controls all the zombies. That's how he was able to interact with Bran as well, because he can be in that little world that Bran goes to.
So that's the thing. Bran and him always like see each other.
Right.
Oh man, that's just.
I don't know. Anybody else that's watching, let us know what you think about Remy's theory that Bran and the main Night King are the same person.
Not the Mad King Nemo. The Mad King is...
No, I said the Night King.
Oh, the Night King.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who knows? It's just going so fast this season. It's like the whole... With all these, like, you know, ravens going back and forth and people traveling from one place to the other within one episode.
Have you seen... this is not related to this episode, but have you seen that little video that was going around? Like, either last week or the week before, that was somebody made a Kingslayer video. It was on YouTube, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Like, HBO should literally pay that person, take that video, and make it a promo for Game of Thrones. It's basically, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's one voiceover from Jaime where he's describing his past, and it's been superimposed to the events of the show, and it's talking about how he's the Kingslayer, and it talks about the badass part of it, but also the emotional, sad part of it. It's incredible. I wish the show was more like it, but it gave me goosebumps. I fucking want Jaime back so you can know more about his shit. He's such a good character. It's genius writing to have that character.
He's a pretty good character.
Eddie, you gotta help us out. I don't know if you're still here, but Emma Grants, I'm kind of dying to know.
I don't know. I think Eddie was just like,
fucking
I don't know. Maybe he's just really high on drugs. I don't know.
Whoa.
Maybe he's still watching us. Anyways, back on track. Any other theories, Nima, that you might have after this episode?
Not so much theories. I don't know why they keep bringing up the fact that Dany can have children. Like,
yeah, me neither. Maybe they're gonna have babies with Jon Snow, which would be weird.
Right, but I mean, I'm sure they will. But why make that a dramatic thing? Like, I don't understand why every other sequence, like, remember, Dany can have babies.
Okay, you know when that dragon dies, you could feel like the acting was pretty good, and she's like, "Oh my god, you know, I lost a child," and you can feel that. So they want to emphasize on how sad she is at the moment right now.
No, I agree, and it should be a tragic thing, and they did that really well. But I got the feeling that they keep bringing up the no children thing to bring up the fact that, you know, no matter what happens between Jon Snow and Daenerys, there's not going to be anybody left to take over the throne after her. And the same discussion with our short friend.
Oh yeah, with Tyrion. That's right. Good point.
It doesn't need to be. I feel like it doesn't need to be something that keeps getting brought up. The character's strong enough. The arc is strong enough to go without mentioning that every 2 minutes.
Maybe she's gonna sacrifice herself to save Jon Snow so that Jon Snow can become the king. Like, this sets something up with these conversations. Like, good point you're bringing this up. Especially with the one with Tyrion, when he tells her, "When you think about the future," and she's like, "No, I don't want to think about what happens after for my succession," you know?
Right.
Succession. So then you see this love spark between her and Jon Snow, and maybe now she's thinking about that conversation again.
Okay, that conversation you're talking about between Jon Snow and her, you know, when he's basically in the bed on the boat, I think.
He's finally going to bend the knee, but he can't right now because he's pretty, you know, sick.
Right. Let me ask you this, and I'm sorry to be the guy that shits on this show all the time, because I only do it because I feel like this show can be, it's so good.
Much better. I know, it's a great show. It's just, you know, you can always make something perfect more perfect. It's not perfect.
No, I get what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. What I'm saying is, like, it deserves to be better, and it makes me upset when they don't hit it. Well, what I'm getting at, the conversation that he was having with Dany, where he finally basically metaphorically bends the knee and says, you know, "You're my queen." I feel like that conversation was strong enough, and that scene was strong enough to carry all the emotions that it needed to, that didn't necessarily need to do the whole bending the knee fetish that they've done this whole season. Like, maybe a couple of times bring it up, but that was a great sequence. Like, your heart was breaking, and you're just like, man, they're joined now. They kind of get it. It was amazing.
It made me giggle because it was so cheesy, but whatever. Really? Yeah, but dude, like, again, they're related. They're not supposed to do anything funky, you know?
Dude, it's a fantasy universe.
I know.
They've already established, like, in episode 1 of season 1, that brothers and sisters, you know, can go crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
So
season
Marco is back. I think it's the same Marco. We've seen you before, Marco, right?
Yeah, I think it is the same Marco.
Welcome back.
Season 6, I think. Like, I was genuinely rooting for Jaime and Cersei. Like I was like, man, I hope they get back together because that's a pretty love story. Like I'm fully invested in this whole fantasy universe where brothers and sisters, can go crazy. Dude, the dude loves her. Who cares? It's a fantasy universe.
Yeah, it is. It is good. But again, her what's the word?
What?
Cersei, she's gonna be killed by one of her brothers.
Okay.
Who's it gonna be?
I think it. Yeah, brothers. We'll go back to it. I think it's Jamie.
You think Jamie's gonna kill her?
Yeah. Because I
why
feel like,
though? If they're so in love,
Because Jamie has proven time and time again that he will do the right thing. When it comes down to the situation, he will do the right thing, no matter how much it hurts him.
Yeah, but if the situation comes to having him choose between the right thing and his sister's love,
he's gonna choose the right thing.
Who knows?
That's what makes him a tragic character. Is because
I just hope he doesn't lose his other hand, because that would suck for him.
No, I think something's gonna happen with Tyrion, because he keeps, not him personally, but his character's been put in situations over and over again where his loyalty is not being questioned, but he's being pushed to the edge. Like
You mean by Daenerys?
Yeah, basically.
Right.
So
yeah,
I feel like his character's ready to have a big moment, and I'm not saying a big positive moment.
like a brave moment.
Like I'm saying maybe a treasonous moment almost, where he might go back to his family or something like that.
He would not do that. There's no way Tyrion would go back to the Lannisters. Why would he?
There's no way he would go. Yeah, he hates his sister.
Yeah. He likes his brother still.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean he's going to come back. Cersei's in charge. And Cersei wants him dead. Even though now she knows that he didn't kill Joffrey. And it was the older lady that did.
Right. And remember, Cersei had a chance to kill him in the last episode. She willingly admitted that she didn't.
Well,
so she's really conniving. She could be planning something involving him, and he may not be smart enough to know.
Well, or maybe something is brought up about him that no one knew, but he did, so he has to make some kind of. I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
So you think Tyrion's gonna be the one that kills the queen, which we're assuming the queen's gonna be killed, but
who knows? But there's, if they meet next episode, there's gonna be traps, and it's just we have no way of knowing what could happen. There's gonna be armies. This whole conversation might end up in a siege that it's gonna start next season, where you have the army in King's Landing, and then the other armies, about to attack King's Landing.
Okay.
And then we have the boats too.
I just think it's the boats. I just think it's a bummer that no matter what happens in the next episode, it's gonna be like the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers. That's frustrating to me.
Yeah, it sucks, but that's what Game of Thrones been doing. But I feel like sometimes the end of the episode before last is way bigger than the actual end of the last episode.
And we've talked about this. It's a whole plan to get people to tune in for the finale, which gets people to tune in for the next episode.
Right.
It's
but we're not going to see
businesses.
We're not going to see. We're not going to see the turned dragon until next season, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. That's pushing it. I think we're going to see.
We're not going to see. He's not going to. Or maybe he might.
Yeah, I think next episode we'll see the dragon. I think we'll see the dragon probably at the very end of the next episode.
Because now that they have a dragon, a big flying creature, they can go check out what's going on in King's Landing. But I thought the White Walkers couldn't. I thought the reason they didn't come south yet is because it's too hot for them.
Oh, is that a thing?
I think so. Why else? They're pretty much coming with winter.
Yeah, but I mean, I was on an assumption that they're just at this point slow moving. They're coming from the winter, but the winter is here.
So it's coming.
No, I thought the winter was here. I thought it was done.
Yeah, but there's no snow at King's Landing yet.
But King's Landing could be I I think
tropical.
Yeah, like a tropical kind of place, like closer to the equator.
No, I think winter's coming. It's gonna take everything. Because remember last few episodes, Cersei's talking about they're all talking about what kind of food do they have for the winter.
Okay.
They're all thinking about that, so they're making plans for the winter that is still coming. I mean,
Okay.
it's here. It's already at King's Landing. It's already at Winterfell because it's snowing there now. So it's getting colder and colder, and these guys are able now to calm down. Or maybe I'm wrong completely, which is very likely.
No, I mean, you're not. Even if you're wrong, you're not completely wrong. Like you're still right in a path that they're not there yet. They're moving slowly. We just don't know the reason why they're moving slowly.
We also have Sam that just stole all the shit, and now he's from the Citadel, so he can go help Jon Snow. So who knows where he's at now? Maybe we'll see him last episode.
Where was he? What did he leave off last episode? Sam. He stole the scrolls.
We don't know. He just left. He probably went up north to meet with Jon Snow from somewhere.
What was the thing? Refresh my memory. What was the thing that basically pushed him off the edge? What was he trying to convince that council of people, and they weren't listening?
Yeah, I think he was trying to tell them, like, hey, drop everything else. There's one issue, only one issue we need to work on right now is, like, defeating the White Walkers. I've seen them, they're real, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They can end up the episode with Night King and Dragon bringing down the wall. Yeah, but how their army is so far, Marco. I don't think they'll make it. I mean, anything's possible. Things
Which army?
So
Which army is too far?
The Night King, the White Walkers army.
They're not that far.
From King's Landing, yeah, they're far. They haven't even made it to the wall yet.
Yeah, but he's saying they're gonna end up at the wall. So that's a that's a realistic thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Right, so Marco, you're talking about the same wall I am, right?
Yeah. The north wall. That makes sense because I hope that dragon can still spit fire to break. I don't know.
How cool would it be if that dragon doesn't spit fire though?
It would make sense if it spits ice because the name of the books is A Song of Ice and Fire.
So cool. I can't wait for that.
For what?
For the zombie dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Oh man.
Yeah. What else, man? We got. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Covered it all. Oh, Benji, Uncle Benji.
Yeah.
What is his deal again? He's like halfway between being a White Walker and a human, and.
Well, he's a White Walker now.
Oh, he's dead now, or he's a White Walker, but like, he just came out of nowhere.
He came out of nowhere and then he went away. I mean, it was a great sequence, but
yeah, he came out of nowhere just to save Jon.
Mm-hmm.
How did he know? Who knows? But what about the fire swords, eh?
Badass. Really badass. But now I'm thinking, what was the reason why Uncle Benji just didn't get on the sword? He said there isn't enough time, right?
On the horse, yeah, I guess not.
Sorry, on the horse, yeah.
He wanted to hold them back. Maybe he's like, oh, I'm done. I've, this is my purpose. Go for it. See you later. Yeah.
Yeah, fire swords were really cool.
That bear was pretty cool. Apparently the bear is in the books, but way earlier, and it's Sam that encounters the bear in the book.
Does does Sam kill the bear in the book? Do you know?
No idea.
And there was 2 bears, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I thought it was 2 bears because like you see the bear from far away, and then there's another one that goes like.
Right, and they both
kills
just
the first guy.
Do the thing. Right, there was definitely 2 bears because one of them gets killed right in that fight.
No, I think there's only 1 bear, but it was very fast.
No. One of the bears gets killed.
Yeah, that's the only 1 bear that is there.
Oh, that's sorry.
It looks like there's 2 bears at the beginning. Maybe it's a bad edit, but I think there's only 1.
Got it. Okay, you're right. Sorry, I thought you meant something else. I get it now. You're right.
Nope, no problem.
All right. What else happened this episode? We had the bear fight. We had the crazy ice water battle, which was a great sequence.
Yeah, that was
beautiful, incredible sequence.
So well done.
When what's his name? When the Hound is throwing the rocks and he throws a second rock, you know how it just skids across the ice, and the guy, one of the zombies basically looks down and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" I have to admit, I didn't pick up on the oh shit thing until way too late. I was like, wait, why is this? Who? Like, is he gonna pick up the rock and throw it back? Is that what we're getting at? I was like, oh wait, now he can walk across. I was like, damn, I'm an idiot.
Which means they have some kind of brains left. Do you think? Something.
I love the design of that one specific White Walker.
Scene?
No, that one.
The one that has
Yeah.
no.
Because it shows, like, obviously they can't do it with every single one. It costs too much. But that attention to detail to make something look so different, it was awesome.
Dude,
But the rest of them look like people.
We have to speculate more about how Bran could be the Night King.
How it could be? I think he just could be.
I want to know why.
So
Why does that theory sound so good?
I think it only sounds
sounds like
good
a good
because he
theory.
looks like him. He looks like him,
It
and
does.
they have similar powers. And
Well, they can see each other when Bran is around,
right.
spying on them.
Have they seen each other in person yet?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
but they've seen each other twice, I think.
Right.
Via warging.
Via FaceTime. For
Yeah.
people that are joining us right now, Remy has a theory that the Night King could be Bran. Possibly down the line in the timeline, and obviously he has the ability to, so you can look back.
I'm pretty sure that theory's been around from some other people. I just thought of it today.
Okay.
But I'm sure if we go online, I'm sure it's one of the theories out there.
I don't research the things I watch, so I have no idea at
Yeah.
all.
Good for you.
What do we think? If people joining, let us know what you think about that theory. If it's horrible, if it's not, we're curious. Or what theories you have.
You didn't watch the next the preview for next episode, right?
Yeah, I don't watch any of those.
It was good. It was pretty good.
I was,
you see that they're all meeting at some
do?
other place. You see the armies getting in front of King's Landing.
Is it warm? Is it cold?
It's King's Landing. They're still they're in the fall, like summer to fall. It's still pretty sunny.
Okay.
Like winter's taking forever to come by. Seriously.
I just can't get here soon enough.
Like
I was watching. Oh, not watching. I was making a thumbnail for our show, and I was just looking through the pictures, and one of them was the one-eyed guy with the fire sword. I was like, "Holy shit!
Oh,
What
yeah.
is gonna happen?"
yeah, I know.
I was like, "They have
Swords on
lightsabers now."
fire.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I've been really horrible at paying attention to the show prior. So when they brought out the sword thing, I was like, "This is badass," and I like the way they do it, where they light it with their gloves and they put it out by putting it in the ground. That's just such a cool way of doing it.
Where is the Hound going? Is he the one that's gonna take the body to King's Landing?
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, he's welcome there still, right?
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't he be?
Because he defected during the war, Blackwater War. Where Tyrion was leading the army of King's Landing.
Okay.
He left. He was like, peace. And dude, the Hound is probably gonna end up killing the Mountain,
Right.
who's now some kind of zombie. Dude, what about Cersei's hand? The mad scientist guy?
Yeah.
I wonder what he's gonna think when he sees the White Walker. That's gonna be interesting, because he's probably gonna be like, ooh, that's interesting. Let me dissect it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now that you're saying it. What's the difference between those White Walkers and the Mountain?
The Mountain was made by him.
Right. So what I'm saying, what's the this in this universe? What's the scientific difference between them? Because they're both risen from the dead, right?
Well, I don't think the Mountain died.
Oh, I thought he did die in that fight.
No, I don't
I thought
think
he
he died.
killed the
I
guy
think-
and then died.
I think he almost died and stuff.
Okay. But, by the way, there's a new. You're supposed to call him something else, right?
A Meister?
No, the
I don't know.
Mountain. I thought he goes by something else.
He got an upgrade in his job situation.
Yeah, I
He's
thought it was
got-
like Sir something, or
He's got a new status now at work.
I think at work. Yeah, he's an assistant manager now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what. So Daenerys is not gonna. don't tell me. Never mind. I was gonna ask. Is Daenerys in the previews of the next episode meeting somebody? But don't tell me because I want to find that out.
Yeah, they're all meeting. You see Jon Snow, Tyrion, and Cersei and Jaime, and they're all together now. It's a beautiful thing. But everybody's armies is like outside King's Landing, ready to go ape shit if something bad happens. But you already know Cersei has thought of something genius, like a genius trap. And I can't wait to see that happen.
I'm trying to figure out what that trap could be. She is
smarter than all of them when it comes to that stuff.
The mad scientist. Thank you, Marco. You're the shit. The mad scientist that's coming up with all these plans. You know how he was saying that we're planning for the dragons and they teased the spear thing, right?
Yeah.
Has it been hinted that that's the only defense he's come up with so far? Because that didn't really go that well for them. It went slightly well, but not.
They just need more practice at aiming. But it seems like Bronn. I think Bronn's gonna be able to kill a dragon because he's the first one who's like fired at a dragon with this machine, and he's like one of our favorite characters too. I hope he doesn't die.
I think he's going to. It makes me feel like I'm speculating about not so much the story, but the way the story is going to go. Is the fact that there's no books yet almost makes me feel like if I was the author, what's his name, George R.R. Martin, I would, HBO comes to me like, can you tell us where the story's going to go so we can continue our show? He's like, sure, these are the big moments. Go ahead and make your show while I'm writing the book. If I was him, I would totally just screw with HBO that as soon as the seasons are over, release the actual books, and big plot points are not the same way that they happened. So, like, these people that are dying...
but he's a consultant to the showmaking now. I mean...
Sure.
I don't think it's going to be a drastic difference.
But it makes me wonder why, like, as far as big events, or, people passing away, or people joining the show... I feel like those kind of things are almost, it feels like they're being held off, right? Or I could be wrong, and I'm willing to admit that I was wrong.
What things? What are you talking about?
Like in the past seasons, and this is in no way the only thing that will carry an episode or a story, but we've had big, shocking, crazy shocking events happen that, people talk about forever. We've had the Red Wedding, we've had people dying that you just weren't expecting to die.
Yeah.
But in this season, or at least so far, when those moments happen, it almost seems like it always happens to a secondary character. Oh, wait. I just lost Remy's video. Oh, he's back.
I'm here.
Like, it seems to happen to a secondary character. Somebody that's far away, or somebody that could be important but hasn't become that important yet, where you're not risking too much by killing him off. And I wonder if it's because that's the actual way the story's supposed to go, or maybe they don't want to risk too much without knowing the full end of the books. And
Marco just answered your comment just now.
George R.R. Martin told him the end game thing. Thinking between is up to them. Oh,
makes sense. So that means we're in for a big, crazy twist plot ending. I feel like, and they're gonna get there in different ways.
Okay, that's intriguing. That makes me actually want to pick up the books, but. We'll see about that. So Marco, do you think that he's told them, like, for example, how season 7 should end, or how the whole show should end, and then leaves it up to them to get to that point? And we'll just sit here in silence.
Probably the whole thing.
Okay.
I know. We'll just be quiet and wait for you to answer, Marco. I think all of it's going to revolve around Brandon Stark, who's now the Third Eye Raven.
Okay.
We don't know much about his powers and abilities. We just know that he can see and hear and know everything that's happened all the way till now. I don't think he can foresee the future. There's obviously some really fucked up time travel thing that he's able to like do or be part of. The Night King looks like him. Just saying. We know nothing about the White Walkers other than they were created by the children of the forest to defend themselves against the men who were assholes at the time, and then the men and the children got together because the White Walkers became assholes, and then there was a war, and then everybody thought that the White Walkers were gone, but they're back, and now they're stronger than ever. And I'm wondering, remember in the first few seasons when the Song and Fire series, A song and fire.
He's answering our question from a little bit ago, I believe.
Remember where the White Walkers would come and take the babies?
Yeah.
And bring the babies to their lair?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I was actually was thinking that I was gonna ask you, so don't be directing that question to me, direct it to other people. Because I barely remember that sequence. I remember, like, they had a whole ritual almost with the babies.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they gonna eat the babies?
Yeah.
Because there's actual stories where in fantasy where they come to towns and take the babies and, you know, do horrible things with them. But I just didn't know if that was where the series or the story was gonna go. But what happened with it? What happened with that baby?
He becomes a White Walker prince or something.
So what?
I don't know.
No
idea.
We saw, didn't we?
The baby, he doesn't get eaten. He just
he doesn't get. Yeah, he gets they do the thing, and I thought his eyes turned blue, right?
Yeah, his eyes turned blue like the dragon today.
So who did he become?
A White Walker baby.
That's it.
Maybe they're gonna use him later and to, like, you know, throw people off, like, oh, he's so cute, you know, while they attack him in the background.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But there's something there. That's the end game is gonna have Bran in it, big time for sure. Unless they use that in order to convey that Jon Snow is a Targaryen. So we'll see what happens there.
So I feel like the thing with Jon Snow, like we discussed in the last episode, Jon Snow is he the true king? No, I'm saying as far as bloodline goes. You have to explain that hierarchy to me. Like,
it's going to be between him and Daenerys. Maybe also Tyrion, because Tyrion might be a Targaryen. He might be.
Scandal. What are you thinking?
Maybe Tyrion or Jon Snow are going to come into the path of fire from a dragon, for example, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm fine. That'd be cool. Just saying.
I guess, right?
You don't seem impressed by that comment.
No, I'm not. It's not that I'm not impressed. I've been thinking about, you know, Daenerys' brother, because we always joke about the fact that he's not immune to fire because he was.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not immune to fire. He got literally burned by gold. That's completely different than being in flames.
Well, it doesn't matter, because another early episode, you see Daenerys before she turns into this queen, before the dragons. She walks into this really, really, really hot, burning bath, no problem. Really? And apparently, I think Mariah was telling me that at one time, Jon Snow gets grazed by fire and nothing happens. Marco, thank you. Good to know. So if Jon is a Targaryen, he would have more claim to the throne, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I just can't wait until the meeting of all the people next episode. It's gonna be outrageous.
Damn it! I was gonna point at a character that was just on the screen and ask people what happened to that character, but it just went away.
Hodor?
No, not Hodor. It's the girl that was helping Bran. That was like literally pulling Bran and saved them.
Oh yeah. What about her?
They had a falling out, right? And then she left. So is she gone? Is she not an important character to the story anymore?
Maybe not. Yeah, her. Yeah, maybe not. I don't. Who knows?
I feel like the way this story is going, you know how it's a matter of life and death for literally everybody in this continent, then shouldn't every character matter? Shouldn't every character we've ever met come back and do something? Like, it should be one of those things.
Well, if Bran saves the day, then she was like one of the biggest characters because she was there to help him get there to save the day.
Mira. She went home.
Mira, go home.
I don't... No, I'm trying to, like, draw parallels to other, like, European, I don't know what the term for it is, European fantasy lores. Like, in Lord of the Rings, they imply that whole thing about there's a certain group of people that literally think they can just do nothing. Like, the world's going to be okay. Even as awful as it is, it's just going to pass by them. Like, I don't know if...
The elves.
Not the elves, because the elves actually want to help out and they do sacrifice. Actually, it goes really poorly for them. That's why we're not going to talk about Lord of the Rings. But what I'm saying is, like, is there anybody in this series that feels the same? Is that what Mira is doing? Is that she's going to go off in her own little home to just be happy and stuff?
Her dad can be a witness? Mira's dad? What?
Her dad can be a witness to about Jon parentage.
Mira's dad knows about Jon being a Targaryen?
You got to help us out, Marco. You're talking to people that, can barely keep up with the show, so help us out. At least
we're not that smart, Marco. We're not.
It's intriguing, though. It's interesting.
I was just waiting in silence for you to answer.
No. Let's talk about something else. What should we, while Marco's answering? Marco, thank you so much for participating, by the way. You're awesome. We appreciate it. I'm trying to think between the episodes that happen and events that happen in this episode and what could be coming. It's really a bummer that this is the episode before the finale. It just came up so quickly.
I mean, look at everything that's happened. Like, during this season, people went back and forth, different, like, parts of the world. Like, it went so fast. Like, a whole year has, like, gone through this season.
Should we... Yeah, Marco, we remember the flashback, but was her father there? Was her father...
Mira's dad?
Yeah.
What?
That's all I'm asking. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding him. But, again, while we wait for the answer, what do you think is going to happen to Arya in the next episode?
I don't know. But I was
sisters.
thoroughly annoyed by Arya in this episode.
Why?
I don't know. Just maybe... no idea.
I find
it's
her
either
sister
really,
annoying
really,
most of the
really
time.
good acting or really bad acting. It's probably really good acting because she's pretty good, but I'm just probably not smart enough to understand what she's trying to do, being all moody and stuff. Maybe she's teenager.
I feel like she's grown so much. Her character has, and obviously the actor has as well. But she's grown so much, and I find her sister constantly annoying. Like
Sansa?
Yeah, because
Sansa's annoying. They're both annoying. In different ways, but right now they're extremely annoying, both of them. Arya especially.
Arya's a badass. Arya's been a badass since she was like a little child in this show.
Sure, that's fine. She is a badass. She's gonna kill everyone, but why is she giving Sansa such a hard time? Especially.
Okay, go ahead. No. Don't lose your thought. We can come back to that. Don't lose your thought.
It doesn't matter. I'm done talking shit about Arya.
Because there's nothing to talk shit about. She's a badass character that's grown and is trying to
do
this strong
I just don't understand why she gave Sansa such a hard time, and that's annoying. Because I would rather see other stuff instead of their little quarrel.
Marco's saying that so he was with Ned Stark. Okay, so in that case, then it kind of would make sense for them to hopefully bring her back.
So he was with Ned Stark when Ned Stark had to go pick up Jon Snow from the woman that just gave birth to her to him, and so he must know as well. So I guess he's still alive. That means he's one of the only people that can like give a testimony to that. It's amazing.
I mean, either he's still alive or there's some sort of a record, like a journal, or maybe he passed that information out to her. So that could be intriguing.
Thanks, Marco. That's good stuff. Howland Reed.
What else you got, Remy?
Well, it's been an hour, Nima.
It has been 58 minutes. You're right. Should we wrap it up?
We should wrap it up. I think that's good. Can't wait for next week's episode. Would you like to maybe try like an episode before we watch and then one after?
What are we going to talk about in that episode?
Well, we'll have the whole week to think about it, and then we'll have like ideas and expectations in anticipation for the episode that comes right after.
Do you want to do it the same day?
It's like we meet at 5 and then, all right, episode's going to start, and we go. Maybe some people will watch us because people are going to be out there like looking at videos looking at YouTube things before the actual episode airs.
Sure.
We'll have nothing good to bring to them because, again,
right,
our reviews are not really deep, but
I'm down to do it.
Could be interesting to try. Marco, hopefully you'll be back next week.
Yeah, I believe Marco, if I'm not mistaken, he's already subscribed. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's awesome. We'll be back next Sunday for what it sounds like 2 episodes now. And then
2 episodes. Oh yeah.
We
Maybe.
literally just talked.
I thought 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. I was like, what? Surprise!
So now that we're coming to the end of this show, we would love people that are hanging out to give us suggestions about what we should do next. Whether if it's HBO shows or on other cable channels, let us know what you like. If it's science fiction, if it's, like, what do you call it? If it's conspiracy, if it's technology, whatever it is, something cool that we want to take a stab at next. And we might take a couple weeks off, but no worries. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you do like us, if you like this chat, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'm Nima.
I'm Remy.
And everybody have a great... Did you just wink?
Yeah, I did. Pretty lame, huh?
No, it's pretty awesome. I wish I could wink. But anyway,
what?
Everybody...
You can't wink?
I can't wink.
That's weird.
It's something I never learned.
You cannot close one of your eyes and keep the other one open?
Not in a way that counts.